Hi boys and girls, we're going to get ready to start a new book, but first let's look at our words. All right, we're dealing with E's and A's, and we're dealing with the way they can work together to make different sounds. So here we have head and deaf. Both of them are EA, but they make the eh sound, okay? They make the short E sound, head, deaf. Then we have EA here, but it makes an air sound, where, bear. Then we have heard, perch, clerk, earth, which is EA, but it's still an sound. And then we have the long E sound, team, streak, cheek, and creek. And notice it's a long E sound, but it's spelled EA here and EE here. So what we're saying this week is you're gonna have to spend a lot of time studying these words because you can't just go on just the sound alone. But we have head and deaf, where and bear, heard, perch, clerk, earth, team, streak, cheek, creek. All right, and our first vocabulary word for this story is going to be competition. Competition is when you have some type of an activity where you have to have a winner. So when two teams are playing against each other, it is a competition. Or if everybody colors a picture and submits it to a judge to see who did the best, it's a competition to see who is the winner, who did the best job. All right. Today, we're going to begin reading Judy, Moody Saves the World by Peter Reynolds. All right, and I know this is hard to see, but we're going to start with a who's who. We have Judy, the heroine and garbologist, famous for her many moods. We have Mom, Judy's mother, needs a lesson in recycling. We have Mouse, Judy's cat, he's fond of bananas. We have Dad, Judy's father, he has a taste for rainforest coffee beans. We have Stink, Judy's younger brother, batty about bats and Toady. We have Toady, he's an endangered TP Club mascot. We have Frank, Judy's stamp collecting friend who knows a thing or two about monkey face mussels. We have Mr. Todd, Judy's teacher, leader of the 3T ecosystem. We have Rocky, Judy's forever best friend since forever, hot on the trail of the Shenandoah salamander. And we have Jessica, Judy's classmate, pig fanatic, and pencil freak. And there they all are again. And so I'm guessing from all of these words, we've got a lot of nature words, a lot of earthy words. I hear the word recycle. I'm guessing we're going to be about preserving nature or recycling or something, but we'll find out. Here we go. Crazy Strips Contest. Judy Moody did not set out to save the world. She set out to win a contest, a Band-Aid contest. Judy snapped open her doctor kit. Where was that box of crazy strips? She lifted the tiny hammer for testing reflexes. Hey, can I try that? Asked Stink, coming into Judy's room. Stink, didn't you ever hear of going knock knock? Sure, said Stink. Who's there? Not the joke, said Judy. The thing a little brother is supposed to do before entering a big sister's room. You mean I have to tell a joke just to come in your room? Asked Stink. Never mind, said Judy. Never mind who? Asked Stink. Stink, just sit on the chair and cross your legs, said Judy. I'm going to test your reflexes. Oh, please don't do the doctor stuff to me, Stink said. Come on, Stink. Judy tapped Stink's knee with the hammer. Stink's foot shot out and kicked her in the leg. Hey, Stink, said Judy, you kicked me. And here's a picture of her testing his reflexes. Who do you think you are? A cassowary? A what-a-wary? Cassowary. I learned it in science. It's a rainforest bird that can't fly, so it kicks its enemies. I'm not a casso-whatever, said Stink. I just have really good reflexes. Judy flashed her best anaconda eyes at Stink. Forget it, she said, putting the hammer away. Stink reached into Judy's doctor kit and pulled out some crazy strips. Stink, I told you not to steal my crazy strips. Now this box is empty, as in all gone. I told you I'd put your arm in a sling if you didn't stop stealing my stuff. Stink did not want his arm in a sling again, especially when it wasn't broken. Give it, said Judy, taking the box from Stink. I want to read about the contest. Contest? Asked Stink. What do we have to do? Judy read the box. Crazy Strip's 5th annual Design Your Own Bandage Contest. Create your own crazy strip, draw with pencils, crayons, or markers, think of a theme, go wild with a style, be outrageous, be you. You mean we draw something to go on a crazy strip? Asked Stink. What do we win? And here's a picture of the crazy strips box, which looked like a Band-Aid box to me. Judy read on. 13 top designs will be chosen to be printed on crazy strips. Just think, kids all across the country could be wearing your creative, colorful crazy strip. Is that all? Asked Stink. Rare, Judy said. I, Judy Moody, could have my own crazy strip. They have to let you win something, Stink said, grabbing the box from Judy. Just think, knees, ankles, and elbows everywhere will be wearing a Judy Moody original. Even Elizabeth Blackwell, first woman doctor, didn't have her own crazy strip. Oh, brother, said Stink. Before you get too famous, can I use some of your skinny markers? What for? Judy asked. I want to draw a crazy strip, too. It says here the grand prize is a pair of rollerblades. Rollerblades? Let me see that. Top winner, crazy strip of the year rollerblades plus your design printed on a crazy strip for 1 year. Runners up, crazy strip of the month, crazy strip sunglasses plus your design printed on a crazy strip for 1 month. All participants receive honorable mention certificates. Dream on, Stink. Only one kid in the whole United States of America gets rollerblades. So look at some of the kids who won last year. They're 10 years old, 11. One is even 13. That's a teenager. You're only 7. And a quarter, said Stink. You'd have to be Picasso for them to pick your design, she said. Who? You know, the guy who painted all those blue people. Then let me borrow your blue marker, said Stink. Judy dumped all the markers, crayons, colored pencils, and pastels she had on the floor. Stink grabbed the first blue marker he saw and started to draw. What are you drawing? Bats, said Stink. Blue bats. Your bats, said Judy. People don't like bats. But bats eat millions of insects, said Stink. People should like bats. Well, I know that, said Judy. I'm just saying, bats are not going to be a teenager. Stink kept right on coloring bats. Your bats sure have big ears, said Judy. They're Virginia big-eared bats. Oh, said Judy. Stink was a good artist, but Judy didn't want him thinking he was a genius or anything. She had to dream up a good as Picasso idea, better than ucky old bats, better than a teenager. She wanted her Judy Moody crazy strip to be seen all across the USA, the world, the universe. Stink, stop squeaking, said Judy. It's the magic markers. I can't think with all that squeaking, Judy said. Judy studied some of the other winners on the box from last year. There were ladybugs, flowers, soccer balls, rainbows, and peace signs. Happy, happy, happy. Judy tried to think of something happy to draw on her crazy strip. She drew smiley faces, yellow, red, blue, green, and purple smiley faces. Underneath, she wrote, Crazy strips cure bad moods. Everybody draws smiley faces, said Stink. Who? Asked Judy. And here's a picture of them working on their stuff. Heather Strong in my class and teenagers. Stink was right. Smiley faces were not good enough to decorate the ankles of millions. Smiley faces were not good enough to win rollerblades. Smiley faces were not Picasso. Judy turned her crazy strip upside down. The smiley face turned into bad mood faces. Nobody wants a cranky crazy strip, Stink said. Roar, said Judy. They like it if you have a message, said Stink, but I can't think of a message about bats. How about batty for Band-Aids? That's good, said Stink. Thanks. And here's a picture. You have to look at it real carefully. But see, he's got his crazy strip, he's got his bats, and it says batty for Band-Aids. Stink was already done with this crazy strip, and Judy still did not have a single idea, not one inspiration. Okay, let's go mail this, said Stink. Fresh air, that was it. Maybe Judy's brain just needed some good old-fashioned oxygen. On the way to the mailbox, Stink asked, "Do you think I'll win?" "What am I, a crystal ball?" asked Judy. "How long do you think it takes?" asked Stink, dropping the envelope into the big blue box. "Longer than 1 second," said Judy. On the way home, Judy gulped fresh air. "You look like a goldfish in a toilet," Stink said. It was no use. Fresh air was not helping. Fresh air just made her look like a toilet fish. Stink's crazy strip was already in the mail. What if Stink won the contest? What if she could never even come up with an idea? She, Judy Moody, was in a mood. I'm guessing by she, Judy Moody, was in a mood means that Judy Moody is not in a good mood. I don't think that Judy and her brother get along very well, but I guess we'll find out more next time we read. Thanks for listening.